On Salusa Secundus, the Emperor introduces a newly established elite military force designed to crush rebellions and enforce stability. Desmond Hart is rewarded for his crucial intervention during the High Council by being appointed as the Bashar of this regiment. The princess leaves after the announcement, visibly unhappy with this decision, and shortly after, Truthsayer Francesca arrives at the palace. She is Constantine's mother, and claims to be there to visit him, though she clearly has ulterior motives. The Emperor is quite happy to see her, which obviously makes the Empress jealous. Upon meeting with her son, Francesca is shocked to learn that Truthsayer Kasha died during her trip to Wallach 9. She wants answers, so she meets with Valya in private. Turns out it wasn't Constantine who summoned her, but the Mother Superior herself. The situation is dire, and since the Emperor refuses to work with the Sisterhood, Francesca is the only one who can get close and use her imprinting talent to seduce him. Everything is part of the reckoning, and Valya wants to eliminate Desmond as soon as possible. Francesca must convince the Emperor to allow Inez move to Wallach 9 and appoint Constantine as the commander of the new fleet. Meanwhile, Harrow visits Desmond in his office to apologize for trying to open an inquiry against House Harkonnen. He insists it was a mistake driven by Valya's bad influence on him, and wants to redeem himself. Desmond wants details about the Sisterhood, suspecting they are involved in the spice trade. Harrow then shifts the conversation to pirate attacks on his whale fur shipments, which ultimately leads to the spice smugglers and the underground market funding the rebels. Desmond is pleased with the information, but he also wants proof of the Sisterhood's involvement. We later find out that the whole thing was staged by Valya, which now gives House Harkonnen the chance to impress the Emperor while also advancing their plans. Desmond and his troops begin looking for insurgents, and they stumble upon Keiran in the training room, preparing for his session with Constantine. It's unclear if Desmond thinks he is directly involved with the rebels, but he moves on. When Constantine finally arrives, Keiran is pissed that he is late, so he refuses to train him. He immediately heads to the rebels' hideout and warns Mikaela about Desmond, telling her to leave Salusa Secundus. She has no intention to run, reminding him that she has been fighting this battle far longer than he has. She is in fact prepared to put up a fight, having a bag of explosives ready for Desmond's arrival. On Wallach 9, the sisters grow increasingly frustrated with the secrecy surrounding the nightmares they are experiencing. Sister Jin is the most vocal, so Tula removes her from the classroom. She asks her if she had those dreams at all, but it seems like Jin is unaffected by nightmares. They go into the basement, where she reveals that Lila is alive, but she is seemingly possessed by her ancestors. Jin is instructed to stay by her side and, if necessary, use a sedative as a last resort. As she speaks with her friend, she realizes that Mother Superior Raquella managed to impose herself as the dominant ancestral personality. She immediately reports this to Tula, who is stunned by the revelation, but time is of the essence, so Lila goes straight to work, trying to figure out what is going on. She is somewhat happy to see that the Sisterhood is thriving under Valya, though she is saddened to learn her granddaughter is no longer alive. With all this chaos around the Sisterhood, many students begin leaving for their homes, and Sister Avila is not happy that Tula is preoccupied with something else. She is also shocked to find out that Lila is alive and possessed by Raquella. She disagrees with everything that is going on. Tula tells her that everything she does is for the survival of the Sisterhood. As Keiran and Mikaela finish setting up the explosives, Desmond and his squad storm in. While he is looking for any kind of evidence with his men, Keiran and Mikaela fight their way past the guards, and a massive explosion rocks the place just as they left the building. Seeing Mikaela's blade during the escape, Keiran realizes that she belongs to the Sisterhood. Feeling betrayed, he warns her never to show her face again, and they part ways. Desmond managed to activate his shield just in time, and he survived the blast. Right before the explosion, he had stumbled upon a Sisterhood robe, and it seemed to bring back some memories. When Mikaela went to inspect the ruins, she found no sign of him, so she reported the bad news to Mother Superior. Even though Desmond is still alive, Valya tells her that she was just a distraction, giving time to Francesca to execute the important part of the plan. Mikaela is clearly pissed, and she's told to move to the safehouse on Arrakis. She tells the Mother Superior she won't betray her people, and warns Sister Theodosia about Valya's true nature before she leaves. Constantine finds himself struggling with his emotions. During a conversation with his mother, he learns that his sister is destined to rule the Imperium, while his role is to serve as her protector. Later that evening, he finds evidence linking Keiran to the rebels and confronts him, leading to his arrest. The Emperor acknowledges Constantine's service to House Harkonnen during dinner and appoints him as commander of the Great Fleet. Beneath the surface, this is all part of the Sisterhood's strategy. The silent glance between the Empress and Inez suggests they are aware of this. After dinner, Inez visits Keiran in prison and the Empress visits Desmond, intending to destroy the Sisterhood together. Tula finally decides to analyze the blood sample from Desmond. Turns out he is half Harkonnen and half Atreides. He is the child of a sister who abandoned him, his parents being none other than Tula and Ori.